Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be working on putting in that Precision Works shifter tightener thingy. So I'm going to be modifying my shift linkage. I'll show you guys the stuff that I got as well. I am going to be putting in a short shifter as well. All right, so here's my shift linkage. So that's basically pulled out of the car. When I did the transmission stuff, I left everything the way it is. This here is my tightener that I purchased. It actually looks like a pretty nice solid piece, as you can see. So this basically eliminates any of the slop that's in here. As well, I'm going to be putting in this K-Tune style short shifter. So this looks pretty sweet. So basically this whole thing is getting a whole bunch of new stuff. Whoops, dropped it. That's not good. Yeah, this is the, I guess, the bushing or whatever it is for that. As well, I have the new birdcage bushing for this as well. So it's sitting somewhere, but we'll be putting that in. So basically, let me show you guys here that this knuckle here, it has a lot of slop and play in it. You can even see that when you look in here, it's pretty worn out. So what you have to do is basically take this whole thing apart. So this part as well, it also moves around. So you gotta easily replace these bushings. I'm gonna be replacing with some Delrin bushings that I have for, like, basically one set will be from the tightener, which replaces this entire knuckle. And the other would be used to, put into here. So first things first is I'm gonna take this whole shift linkage outside and just wash it, because this thing is gross. It's filthy with a lot of oil. You can even feel the grit right now. So I'm just gonna do that real quick and then we'll get started. So I finished washing this whole thing up. Now I'm just gonna basically detach the two pieces. So basically it's a bolt right here. Let me take it up close. So to detach the two arms is basically, this one holds onto the shifter. So if you detach this one, the shifter will come off. And then I'll replace the top piece with a the new shifter that I have. So first things first, I'm just going to detach the arms, because I'm going to need this other arm so that I could grind out those rivets. But let's detach that first. All right, so once you take that off, there's this shifter will have these two kind of plastic washers, rubber washers. I guess this rod I could easily just grind out now. I'll take it outside and do my thing with it. So let's set that aside. With the shifter, there are a couple little, I guess 10mm bolts on the back here that take it off this plate. So we're gonna have to do that to get this out. All right, now that I got these two little bolts out, they kind of sit in on the top here on a little square, but I needed to get some pliers. Well, these adjustable pliers to hold the top while I unscrew it, because it just wouldn't come off. So you can see that the boot here is kind of ripped and all that stuff. So all you do after that is you just pull it out. There you go, the shifter comes out. So it only goes in one way. You can see the angle of it. Just gonna be putting in the new shifter right now. Let's see what it is. So I do have a new shifter and the bird cage. And here it is, all the components. Guess this top part I could take off because I don't need this on here first. All right, there you go. These pieces are taken apart. Gotta be careful. There's also a Allen key in here. This is to adjust how short you want it. So it's easiest to put on the boot first, then adjust the shortness of the throw. And I didn't show it here, but you have to grease up the ball before installing the bird cage. You don't want to have to take it all apart again. Alright guys, next up is basically I'm going to be grinding these pins down and then whacking them out. So just gonna take this outside and grind this down and then whack it out. So basically you need to grind this pin and this. So once these are flat, you should be able to knock these out. So here's the first pin grinded down and knocked out. I couldn't film me doing it, but it's pretty straightforward. Here's the second pin and the knuckle removed. Alright guys, so I got the Delrin bushings on here. I did have to machine them down a little bit because the diameter of this one is about 16.2 millimeters. And these were about 18. So I had to shave down about 2 millimeters. All right, so how I machined those down is basically I used a bolt and some washers. So this is just as an example because I've already machined these ones. So you use these and then basically tighten it down so that it doesn't move. Stick this onto your drill. Once this is on your drill, you use a razor blade. Hang on, let me show you. All right, so you stick it on the drill, then you use a razor blade, and while it's going, you just machine it down, lathe it down. That's how I did it. All right guys, so next you want to tighten these down with some bolts and washers. So basically I've got some 5/16 bolts here with some washers. These are all grade 8 bolts and washers. And then there's this hole here that you have to basically fill in because it was for the old pin. So I don't have a washer that size, so I'm just gonna use some of this hose. I'll measure the diameter of this for you guys. So you want something about 13 millimeters in diameter. A little bit bigger, probably better. That way it fits into the hole. I'll probably swap this with a washer later on, but for now, I'm just gonna be using a little bit of hose. All right, so basically on one end, I put a washer on the inside because there's a little bit of spacing in here. There's the plastic thing, and then I put the washer on top as well. So this side doesn't really need a washer. I just go ahead and tighten it all up. I believe that's basically it. With a little bit of movement. You don't need it too tight. All right, now we're gonna install the tightener. Modifying the shift linkage is quite a bit of work. But with the tightener, it comes with this stuff. Same hardware, it comes with the bushings. These Delrin bushings. So this is what I actually machined down. My friend gave me a set of these bushings as well. So that's why I had a spare set to put into here. Otherwise I wouldn't have a spare set and I would probably have to machine the bigger ones down. Either way, this worked perfectly, thanks to my friend that gave me some of the thinner ones, which is this size here. So where's that white one? So comparing the two, if you look at it, this was basically like the difference was like 2 millimeters. So if you measure this one, it's at 18.3. This one's like 16.5. So it was about 2 millimeter difference for this to hammer into here. So in order for you to rebuild and change to Delrin bushings, you will need to machine yours down unless you buy ones that are already machined for you. But we don't have to worry about that now, since now it's all about this. I'm wondering if I need to use the bigger ones. Nope, still need to use the shorter ones. All right, so with this, the install is quite simple. You whack these in to here so that you have the bushing. So let's just do that real quick. Let's not mess up the pin. So I'm gonna pull this pin out. And this is basically your new bitch pin. Won't be a bitch anymore because you don't have to hammer it out. That actually just locks in easily. Wow, that's tight. These bushings are in, and now they fit into here. So, where's the other hardware? There's going to be a couple of Allen bolts and some lock nuts. The lock nuts basically go into here, these holes, like so, and then this goes into that. that. And then when you screw this in and put this pin in afterwards, it will basically tighten it onto the shift rod on your transmission, and it won't move. So it came with this hardware, the silver hardware. I honestly think it's grade 5 or maybe general. I mean, I could use this. It shouldn't matter too much on the shift linkage, but I have grade 8 zinc coated bolts and nuts, so I'm going to be using these instead. It matches the shift linkage a lot better anyways. Obviously the silver would match this a lot better, but I don't really care. A little bit more. There we go. There is zero play in this now. Obviously you could fine tune it once it's in the car, but now that this is all complete, I'm going to bolt it back onto the shifter. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, so now basically reinstall in reverse order. I'm going to re-grease my polyurethane bushings before I put everything back, because obviously I washed all the grease off. All right, so if you do tend to run that tightener, you won't be able to run this boot. It's too thick. It would won't get into like third, fourth, and reverse gear. So gotta take this off. But let's check out the inside. So it looks like I didn't tighten the tightener enough, so it did have some slop in it. So now there's really nothing. Before it was a lot more. Now there's like absolutely nothing. So that's really short and nice and stiff. I also bought these shift knob adapters. These are aluminum, by the way. So they're machined to fit any of these universal shift knobs. So I could just basically twist this on now after I put that adapter on. Oh, it's a little bit upside down, but you know, some adjustment will be needed, and then this adapter would, you know, fit this shift knob perfectly. It's really like right on here. So but this feels good. Feels really nice with this. There you go, guys. It's all installed. I've tightened everything down. The shift knob has been adjusted, but I put the plastic you know, fitting back in here because the aluminum one just kept having the signs upside down, so I didn't want that. I'm just going to be getting another bolt. That way I can lock the aluminum fitting in place and then adjust the shift knob in there. That way I could get it straight. But I'll wait for getting that bolt because I need to order it, I guess, or find it in Home Depot or any of those kind of hardware places. But that's basically it. It's really nice. I mean, with it so long, the throw doesn't feel so short, but it is a lot shorter than before, and there's like no slop. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy this video and hope this helps you guys out. If you haven't already, please comment, like, and subscribe, and share my videos. As always, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.